Hello, welcome to another edition, episode 5 of our Hackathon live game show build. I'm here with Mr. Pixel, who I think looks completely frozen at the moment, but we'll have to check in on that. And of course, we're going to be continuing on with our live show, our live build. The last episode, I hope everybody enjoyed the Super Bowl yesterday. I didn't have time to watch it. Plus, I'm in a completely different time zone. But we didn't do a live show yesterday, just because the Super Bowl was on. I'm sure people had a lot to be doing. So we're going to continue on today exactly where we left off. Mr. P is going to do a little bit of more design work on our, I believe, the cards, and we might take a look at some of the skins that we might be using for the game. Get some input from our audience, from our community. And let me just pop this in here just to let everyone know we are live. Here we go. And we'll be continuing on with the build. So last week, let me just pull this up here. Sorry, our last show.
All right.
Can you hear? Oh, there we go. Mr. P's back. I was trying to fill the dead air there, not being much of a host, but I gave it my best shot.
All good. The minute you hit live, my whole StreamYard just went completely down. Shocker. StreamYard, get it together already, for God's sake. All right. Well, I'm not sure what you were saying, Adam, anyway, but of course we're back for the Moon Dust Media PumpFun Build in Public Hackathon. Again, this is episode 5. We've come a long way since the start. We were testing out in the last live, doing a little bit of mild testing with our first MVP version. There was one tweak, all right, we need to make towards the end. Wasn't allowed us to kind of complete the game properly, but we're going to address that now today. And we're going to battle it out as well, I guess, with anybody that's in the chat today. Anybody who's in there, please say what's up. Let us know you're there. I think I see Tazzy in there. Welcome, Tazzy. But yeah, and of course, anybody that is watching, go over to moonerdust.media. Check out our website. See everything that we got going on. And got some awesome news as well recently. Just before we came live, Sean locked up 100 million Mafia tokens for 1 year. So it's locked. We had been waiting for PumpFun to get back to us just about that exact lockup process, but we didn't hear anything, so we did it, and it's all sorted now. So yeah, locked up for a year. We're in it to win it, baby. Adam, are you still there with me? It looks like your camera's frozen, but I'm not sure. I think that happens maybe when you go to different apps or something like that, if you can still hear me or not. You're kind of a little laggy there. Can you hear me, Adam? Man, StreamYard is not being good to us today. But I think we are live on PumpFun, so that's good. I'm assuming you can't hear me right now. Adam, you there? Can you hear me?
How's that? Any better?
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. I can hear you now.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Could you hear me talking just now?
I could, yeah, but my internet was kind of taking a shit there for the last... My internet was taking a shit there for the last few minutes, so I swapped over.
Okay, no worries.
To another one.
All right, okay, sweet. So yeah, let's pick it up. I'm not sure now. We might have a little delay here again, Adam. I'm not sure if you're hearing me in real time. It probably takes a couple of seconds for you, but nothing we can do about it. All right, so have you got a screen pulled up there that you want to share with everybody? And we'll get rolling with the next part of the build here.
Yes, just let me close.
All right, and of course, anybody that is watching, go over and check out moonerdust.media. Check out everything we have going. And of course, you go to our X profile as well. It's at Moonerdust Media. You can check out everything there, from the trending shows to any interviews that we've done. And all those interviews are highlighted. If you go to our highlights section, you can check those out. And if you're watching this after the fact as well, please come on over to PumpFun during the lives if you can, and get involved in the chat. We're looking for everybody's feedback as much as possible during this build out. So do not be shy in the chat. Say what's up. I think I'm watching it in real time. If you are there. Yeah, so I got to get all our crew, of course, from Mod Media to come on over here as well. Get in the chat, start talking to us. And I hope everybody out there is learning something as we're going through this. Of course, the first show, really, we've been going through with ChatGPT for about, I don't know, maybe 5 hours or so, 5.5 hours of work back and forth with it to try and get the initial Replit document that we're going to upload. We did a little bit of graphic work based on, just a loosely based on the UI, how that's going to look. The composition within the screen and all that, and we fed that into Replit, and we got our first very, very kind of basic MVP product down, and we did some mild testing in the last show. So this time around, we are looking to have that rectified, and we might actually be able to get through even a full game here and see how that plays out. How are we looking there, Adam? Can you hear me?
Now. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, there's about a 10-second lag between me talking to you and you responding. It's going to be a pain in the ass. So,
all right, maybe do because I mean I'm up for doing a pretty decent show here today. So,
yeah, let's do it.
Let me do a reboot here on the router just to see if I can get that sorted out. So that might take a couple of minutes, but maybe dive into some design work there with everybody, and
yeah, let's do that.
I'll get a bit of a reboot going here.
Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to jump into a little bit of Adobe Photoshop work here at this moment in time. Now I'm going to drop you down, Adam, there. Add this to the stage. Okay, this is some of Adobe Photoshop work. If you did check out the last episode, we put in some prompts into ChatGPT to pull out the icons that we wanted to get. So I've been just going back and forth. As you can see, there's the hearts, there's diamonds. I might kind of alter the color a little bit on these, so those reds are a little bit more lined up. One's a little deeper, kind of richer red. So we will do that, and I'm going to pull up Open Art here as well, so we can all have a little look, and I will share that screen too here. Okay, where are we? Images. And create image. Now I'm going to share this screen here with everybody too. Let me see, stop screen. Let me add this new screen here, this new tab, and add that to stage. Okay, so we were actually going through GPT and getting our prompts. If you haven't seen in the last episode, we did that. We tried out some cartoonish ones. They weren't looking too great in my opinion, so we went for something a little more mature, a little more casino-esque over here. And what you're looking at right now is openart.ai, and this is a software platform. Basically utilizes tons of different AI models depending on what you want to do. If you want to create images, if you want to make videos, all of that stuff. So this was what we got so far. Here is the clubs one right there. And we did have that little extruding edge right there, that little gold edge. So what we actually did was we took that image and we went to chat to edit. That's basically has an AI agent in there. And I got it. This was the original image right here. And then I just asked it to remove that outer lining there, so to tie up a little more with exactly what we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. And now I'm going to share back to my Photoshop. Here, let me share that here real quick. Window, there it is. Add that to the stage. And as you can see here now, we have the card template. So I'm starting with number 10, obviously, so I can get my sizing right. Obviously, you know, we got to get 10 hearts or each, whatever, spade club to fit within the correct composition here within the card. So that's what we're doing. I got the 10 right there. There we got the diamonds, and now we're going to add the clubs. So what I'm going to do is add that in here. So I copied it from OpenArt and I'm going to paste it in here right now. Now I'm going to scale it down a touch here, and then we can hit remove background. It's an AI addition to Photoshop here. You just click that, should remove it there nicely. Yeah, that's looking good. How's everybody feeling about that black? Let's check that out. Jay did that. Mob Mafia, my guy. Thank you, sir. Thanks for tuning in. Let's keep these numbers growing, guys. Go and tell everybody back in the mod chat, get their asses over here, and we'll get these numbers up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little work with the levels here to make this a little blacker. And you can see that black going, it's getting lighter and darker there. Let me see this guy. Okay, you can see that there. Go to levels and let's just make that a little, okay, that's what's happening. Okay, I think that's looking good. So we're going to keep that guy in our layers over here as kind of a base one, and we'll close it out. And then we'll use this one as our main here. So what we'll do is we'll start to scale this down a little bit and get it the size of our heart right there. In and around. Just make sure it's up at the same height at least. There we go. So that's one club right there. And we're just kind of laying these over the top so we can get our positions right. And then I will add the next one to the small heart here and make that a little smaller, just so it's fitting in right there too, down at the bottom, all the way up to the top, and just line that up. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, so let's get back to this guy here, and we're going to pop him in a folder just so we can keep all the larger ones together. And then I'm going to start duplicating this guy over here. We'll move him down a touch, make sure we're keeping that distance. It's lining up with the other ones. There it is. And there's another one right there. So that's 4 of those. I'm going to pop those in a folder, duplicate that folder, and then transform it, move it over here, add these guys. And then we will grab 1 or 2 more here and just pop those over the top of these hearts. And there we go. So that's 10 clubs. Now we can work on the exact positioning here momentarily once we get that. So there we go. Let me see. Okay, that's all those clubs. So what we'll do is we'll select all of those now, make sure they're nice and centered for us. There we go. That's centered there. And we'll center it on the vertical and the horizontal, so they're overlaying there nice and easy. And then I'm going to take this 10 from the 10 of hearts that we have, and I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to bring it up here to the top above this guy. Now we're going to change that color of the 10 to black. There it is. There's the black 10. And now we're going to put that in a folder here, and we're going to duplicate it. And then we're going to select it. We're going to go to File. We're going to go to Edit, Transform, and then we're going to go down here to Rotate 180 degrees. And that takes that, and then we're going to transform it and position it down here right on top of that other 10. And let's tidy up our folders over here. And we're going to take the white card from the back as well and duplicate that up. There it is. And there we go. We have the 10 of clubs, I believe. There it is. So let's call that 10 of clubs. And there it is. All right. And there we have the 10 of clubs. Oh, where did my 10 go? Okay, there's another 10 right there. Let's get this one. I guess I didn't duplicate it well enough. We'll pop it into the hearts there and make sure that that is still showing up there. Yeah, there it is now. So we have the 10 of clubs, we have the 10 of hearts, and we have the 10 of diamonds. So there we go. That's base. And then what we will do is obviously I'll just build out those other cards, all the different numbers for us. And once we kind of get to that, it's going to be, it's the same process that I'm showing you guys right now, basically just lining them up, getting them dialed in, make sure they're all, on the same level, all nice and centered, proper sizes, things like that. And again, starting on number 10, so we can make sure that all the clubs moving forward or hearts or whatever it is, stay exactly the same size. So there we go. So that is number 10 of clubs. Now, what we want to do next is, I'm thinking we could move on and start working on the card back potentially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up ChatGPT here, and we can start working on getting our next prompt ready for it. Let me see here. Meme token card deck. There we are. That is the chat that I was looking at. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this, and I will share now the new tab here. Meme token card deck. Okay, now let me add that real quick, and I'm going to hide this, and I'll pop myself down in the corner here. Okay, so there are the icons. I'll get onto the spades and stuff later, and I'll do these in the background. Obviously, it's nobody want to watch me doing the same thing over and over and over again for a full card deck. So we'll start looking into the other options that we got here. So what we're going to do is go to ChatGPT right now, and we are going to look for the next prompt. So let's have a little chat here, and let's find out what we want. So now let's create a prompt for the card back. Let's see. We'll just ask this to give us some ideas here of what it wants. Give me 5 ideas for this. Okay, let's see what we got, and then we can kind of whittle through it. Perfect timing. Card back design is huge for hold on, let me close this out here. Yes, okay. Card back design is huge for perceived quality, especially in digital game where the back shows constantly. You want something recognizable, balanced, and not distracting during flips. Here are 5 strong directions with ready-to-use prompts, all consistent with your mature casino aesthetic. Okay, so we got a couple of different options here. I think Adam is back in the green room as well. So what we can do is we can run through a couple of these, and then once we have Adam back on, we can jump into the game itself, and then we can test out this prompt and see what we do get from it. So the first one here, timeless premium playing card feel, elegant playing card back design featuring symmetrical casino style ornamental patterns, subtle. Okay, then we have the subtle crypto pattern back, crypto native but classy. Okay. Sophisticated playing card back design with symmetrical repeating crypto-inspired geometric patterns. All right. Interesting. Then we have the token emblem crest. Premium playing card featuring a central refined emblem inspired by crypto token symbolism. Yeah, we may even put mod media or something in there with that, or the name of the game show, once we decide exactly what that's going to be. Of course. Let me see. I'm going to make sure this still shares. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. And then we have modern minimal, luxury, theme sleek, broadcast friendly. And then we have a game show energy back, premium playing card design with bold symmetrical geometric patterns, subtle light reflections. Okay, let's try the token emblem crest for now. So we'll take this prompt and we will head on over to OpenArt for this. Let me go and swap that over again here on the stream. There's my stream. All right. So stop screen. I'm going to share it back to OpenArt again here, everybody. And we can pop back over here to create image. Now here we have our options of what we want to do. There it is. We're on create image right now. And here we have our options of what model we want to use here. As you can see, I can click switch. Oh, Kling 3 is open there right now. Hey, let's give Kling 3 a try. See how that's going. And we're going to select the amount of images. I just mentioned actually as well that Kling 3 just came out, so it'll be interesting to try this out. Describe your new image. So we'll paste in the prompt right here. And it has enhanced prompt on. They must be doing a deal right now. It's only 10 credits for an image. Output settings. Let's see what we got. Horizontal. So we want to go with something vertical here. Obviously, it's a playing card. So we'll go 3/4 vertical. And we'll put it at 2K. We'll just run one image first so we don't waste credits, so we know exactly what we are kind of getting before we really commit and start doing that. So let's run the new Kling 3.0 Omni and see what they give us here as far as the card back goes. Again, this is a premium playing card back featuring a central refined emblem inspired by crypto token symbolism, surrounded by symmetrical ornamental detailing, subtle metallic accents, deep luxurious background tones, balanced mirrored layout, elegant casino aesthetic, professional high detailed card back design. All right, so let's see what this new Kling version is all about. All right, as you can see, it's generating right there. And of course, if you are just tuning in, anybody, please go and check out moonordust.media. This is all part of the PumpFun Hackathon, the Build in Public, and we are creating our very own game show. We've already made one. It's live. We're about 25, 26 episodes in so far. So you can go and check that out. It's called Moon or Dust. It's down there in the previous streams. You can see it. We had Coffee Coin. Okay, so this is what we got for that prompt. So as you can see, if we wanted to add some kind of an emblem into the middle there, that's how it would look. Let me know what you think of this one, guys. Interesting one for sure. We can decide then to add a little more color or this or that. I'm not sure about the way they have those reflections there, to be honest, the way it has that lighting. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to, let's copy this. And what I'll do is I'll feed this back into ChatGPT. And I'll show you that so you guys can see. Where are you? There it is. Okay, I'm going to add that to the stage. So this is what we got. Okay, so I'm going to say used. I think that was number 3. Yeah, so it was number 3 used. Number 3, don't want any shading, just need the flat design. And I'll paste in that image there as well so it can see exactly what it returned to us, and kind of get an idea of exactly what I'm talking about. It's easier because you can see there on that pattern, it's like it's dark on one side and lighter on the other. So we want more of a flat design here. So let's run this through, and it should give us another prompt, hopefully here, that should take care of it. So here we go. There is the new prompt based on what I just sent it. So let's run that over into GPT again, or into OpenArt, and see what we got. Okay, let me add this back to the stage. So we're going to go back out here, and we are going to run another prompt. And again, this is Kling now, so I'll be interested to see. We can try out a couple of different models here. We'll try Nano Banana, and we'll see what we get from each one, and we can get a better idea of exactly who's doing the best job right now. So let's run this, and we will see. And let's also try out, we'll try Seedream and then Nano Banana Pro as well. And I think you can do multiple runs here while that's loading. So we'll stick with portrait. We'll bump that up to 2K. Still on one image. There it is, prompt. And this is 3 times the amount of credit, 4 times actually. Okay, so I'm going to get that running too. And we'll see what the different models give us. All right, let's check it out. Okay. And whoever is in there in the chat with us, guys, don't be shy. Let's talk. I'm going to give a quick refresh on PumpFun here just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. All right, there we are. Okay, very good. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, this is what it returned to us for the prompt for Kling 3. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm not going to use Kling anymore. I mean, maybe this isn't too bad, but I mean, yeah, not great. Okay, well, let's copy that again, and we will bring that over to ChatGPT. Stop screen, and there we go. add that back in. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in. And I mean, I'm not sure about the blue color. It's too heavy blue. Let's try maybe a few more prompts here instead. That's not really giving me exactly what we wanted. And you know what? Just for shits and giggles, let's try our initial prompt for number 3, and let's try that with Nano Banana and see what it gives us. Okay, I'm gonna paste that in. That's what we'll do. And I will add this back to OpenArt. Add that back to the stage, and let's run this prompt now through Nano Banana and see what it gives us. So this is the initial prompt that we use to get this one down here. So we're trying that again, but I didn't try it with Nano Banana. So we'll try it with that Nano Banana Pro to be exact. Yeah, so we'll see what it gives us here. Adam, how are you doing back there? Your camera just looks frozen. Not sure what's going on. So many internet issues today. My rig's been acting up as well, to be honest, in StreamYard. Okay, so it just gives you this angled image. Okay, so let's try for some more. I will bring this back over again. Share screen. Let's head on back over to GPT here now and add this. Okay. Need it to be on a white background, flat, design, no shadows, or no shadows. That's it. Okay. Give me 3 new prompts. Make the card back detailed and allow room for a logo in the center. Okay, let's see what it's going to give us with this next prompt. So it's going to give us 3 prompts here now. So we will check out exactly what we got. Okay, prompt 1, elegant casino line work, the cleanest. Flat playing card back design with intricate symmetrical casino style ornamental line work, refined geometric filigree patterns, detailed but clean composition, solid white background, gold or dark line art, only completely flat vector design, no shadows, no gradients, no embossing. No, we don't want that. We want to allow, you can allow gradients. Allow gradients. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I can emboss shadow territory. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, well, let's just run one of these prompts right here and just see what we got. We got 3. Modern crypto geometric gradient, elegant casino, and ornate classic. Okay, let's see what it's going to give us. I'm going to run this prompt again over here. And I will add that back so you guys can see. There it is, Nano Banana. All right. Okay, so there we go. I got a prompt in. Maybe we'll put this a little bit more portrait. Let's make it 4:5. Let's make it just vertical instead. And let's run our first prompt here now. So this is going to be the elegant casino gradient line work. So let's see what it gives us. And again, if you are just tuning in, this is for the Moon or Dust PumpFun Media Hackathon. Right now, this is episode 5. We are building a live crypto game show. It's going to be hosted by Sean when we're all done. So we want everybody that's watching and participating in this along with us to give us your feedback, of course, from the chat. If you're watching after the fact, you can head on over to the Moon or Dust Telegram and drop in any feedback or ideas that you have in there. Of course, we welcome it all. And everybody that's been involved so far, we've had some great ideas. Still looking to nail down that exact name that we want. All right, well, look what we got here. Yeah, it's certainly not digging that one. That's not looking really good at all. Nano banana. That's terrible. Okay, you know what we'll do? Let's give Kling a try and see what Kling is going, or not Kling, but Sea Dream. Let's see what Sea Dream can conjure up for us here. So go down here and make sure that my settings are all right. Let's go with vertical. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's run one of these here. Let's run one of these here and see what we get. All right. All right, so this is going to be Sea Dream 4.5 is the model we're going to test this out on here. But yeah, everybody, this is the PumpFun Hackathon live build, episode 5. We're hoping to test a full game actually today. It's an MVP product we should have ready to go if Adam manages to make his way back on the live stream today. Okay, and look, this is what Sea Dream gave us. Okay. It's not too bad, but I don't think I wanted white either. So I'm going to just tell it not a white main color. Okay, so I'm going to rerun and get a new prompt here now from ChatGPT. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, here's a new prompt. I'm liking what Sea Dream gave us there. Actually, you know, there's a bit of depth to it. If you see what Nano Banana gave us there, is like really flat. So yeah, let's try this one out and see what it gives us. All right, anybody that's watching there in the chat, I'm keeping an eye. Drop in your feedback here. Let me know what you think. If there's anything you want me to try out, just let me know. No problem. We can run a prompt in here if you got any ideas. This is all part of the process. We're going to thrash this out. Ooh, now that's much, much nicer there. I like that. Okay. All right, guys, what do you think of this? Let me hide myself down here a little bit. I'm going to move myself over to this corner. Okay, so that is not too bad at all, I don't think. It may require a little stretch if I had to guess. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a better ratio. Let's go with tall, and we'll run that same prompt again and see if we can get the card a little longer. Something tells me that it might be a little out of proportion, but we can check it out. I'll check it out here on Photoshop real quick and just see if how's our ratio doing. I feel like it's a bit off. Okay. Yeah, just slightly off. It needs to be a little taller from what I'm seeing. But it is certainly a good jump off. Okay, here we go. This one is certainly a little taller, probably a little too tall. But we can always whittle that down. Okay, I'm going to stop this screen and let's go back over to Photoshop and pop it in and see what we get. Now, of course, nothing is set in stone, but I'm just giving you an idea here of what the process is like. There we go. Okay, so here we are with our card back again, or our card template, should I say. Now let's tighten this up, bring it in here. Okay, it's obviously very wide. Okay, and that's looking a little squishy right there. So we would have to tidy that up a little bit, but that shouldn't be too difficult. If we want to use that design, of course. And then here is the other one, just so you guys can check it out. Copy. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see. There we go. Okay, so that's that guy. Okay, and that is the smaller one right there. So let's get that nice and center. This is going to be our card back. And let's see how that looks if it's too stretched out. That's not too bad, actually. That isn't too bad at all. So if we take our actual card backing here now and we select that, and then we can make its own layer. So we have that individual back and we can hide this one right there. So what we can do is potentially pop a logo in there or something like that if we decide to do that, mess around with the colors. You know, you can always go into chat to edit here. So let's try that and see if we can whittle this down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna share the new screen with you here now as well on CDream. AI image editor, there it is. Okay. All right, so here we can see the original card back there that we have. So let's ask it to do some stuff here for us real quick. Okay, so let's say maybe if we removed that gradient down there, remove the brown gradient from the lower part of the card. And okay, let's see how good it is. Let's see if we can take that brown out of the bottom there. And see, and you can always run this too into Adobe Illustrator, and you can like vectorize the whole thing, get really sharp, clean lines on there if we wanted to do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I was not sharing my screen. My bad, everybody. Yeah, so I popped in the prompt there, and I am looking to kind of maybe slightly remove that brown shading, and it doesn't seem like, I'm not checking the accuracy of the background change. Uniform dark blue background and the new rotation seems to be perfectly aligned with the goal of eliminating the brown gradient specified in the request. No, it did not. So maybe let's take prompt number 1 and remove the gradient and keep cream color background. Okay, let's see if it'll give us this new prompt here now. So I'm going to go back to edit image, and we're going to go back to create image. Okay, we have CDream in there, so I'm going to take the new prompt again now and see if we could flatten this out a little bit. Okay, and make sure we still have our output settings are correct. So that's on horizontal. Let's go with we'll go with vertical. Yes, I guess we'll try vertical for now. That should do. We're at 2K resolution there. Okay, let's give CDream another lash here and see what it's going to come back with us. In the meantime, I'm going to reach out to Adam and see if he's still here with us or not. Oh, he is. There he is.
You hear me?
All right, you're back. All right. Just been going through a couple of car designs in the back. Ooh, nice. Liking that gold version there. It's pretty cool. Okay, everybody, let me know what you guys think, of course, of anything that is popping up here. And we're along that centerpiece there to be able to add maybe the name of the game show and the logo of the game show once we kind of decide. So I'm going to copy that image right now. And I will bring it back over to Photoshop here and see. Let's add it in and try it out. There we go. Okay. Let's zoom it in. Now let's add the new one and close that in. There we go. And hit it at all the extremities there. Yeah, that's not too bad, I have to say. And hold on. Let's get this guy. Doesn't look like he's all the way to the edge. There we go. We're just going to tighten it up there. Okay, and now we will again just highlight that rounded edge. We'll create a new, and there we go. That would be the back. Now we can always mess around and adjust some of the coloring here, kind of brighten it up, make the blackers a little black, a little darker, that brown. If we want, just kind of mess around with it. Lighten it up. Okay, that's an interesting color too, I have to say. And again, we can just, let's say if we wanted to change the color of this, for example, we can select to cover the entire area here, and then we can select a color from the right. I really hate the way the pop-ups don't pop up here on the stream. So if we went for, let's say we just go for a darkish blue, and I'm going to paint it right on, and create a new layer over the top, paint it right on there. And then when I can select over on the right here, the let's change it to hue, color. There we go. So you can literally change it to whatever color you like by doing that. So there you go. There's the original, and there's the new hue over the top. Let me just delete the external blues around the corner there. All right, so there's an idea of a blue version, and then if I change the color of that, we can change it to literally whatever color we like as we're running through it. There, you can see red. There's a red version, pink version, kind of getting closer to what we had. So yeah, you'd often see that, the blue or the red backing. And then of course we can always go to the levels here and just brighten up that white a little bit in the back and darken the red a little bit more to kind of tidy it up. All right, that is looking more and more like a good playing card every day. And of course, you want to do something that people are kind of going to be familiar with and recognize. Now, of course, again, this is a good jump off point for us. But, you know, once we kind of lock in the actual logo, the name, all of those things, we can come back and kind of address this backing here again. But I think it's good. It's a good first jump off point for the back of the card. And again, we can create this, we can use it in the MVP for now, and these are all things we can change after the fact, but we can get it all locked in here now very nicely. Adam, what do you think of that for a back start?
Yeah, I'm liking it. It's looking good.
Yeah, keeping it that traditional kind of style.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, you do want something that's, you know, kind of going to be familiar. We want to know we're playing with cards, so
yeah. And I'm thinking too, we could have,
make it mod centric, crypto centric.
Yeah, and I'm thinking too, we could have, you know, depending on the player. So one player would have a blue deck maybe, and the other player would have the red deck. So you can kind of differentiate.
Yeah.
So we can do a blue version and a red version of the backs of these cards. And there you go. Happy days. Nice and easy. All done. A little bit of open art, a little bit of Dream 4.5, and a little bit of Photoshop, and we got a good looking back for right now. Yes, it's a good jump off, Adam. We're ready to jump into some coding now once we have this kind of dialed in.
I believe we are. Have we got who we got in the chat waiting to go here? Any sign of SFC? I see crypto and Jay did that. Welcome, gents.
Yeah, what up, Crypto? Tazzy, yeah, we got a few people viewing right now. We got like 9 viewers here live on PumpFun. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but everybody.
Tazzy, if you're there, I sent you a DM there earlier, whenever you get around to it.
All right, sweet. Okay, so yeah, there is the card back. That's the first kind of iteration that we have here, guys. So that was nice and easy, as you can see. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit, like I said, open art, some Photoshop, some ChatGPT, and we were able to get this together pretty quickly. Okay, Adam, I'm going to move us down to this one right here, and then let's add this to the stage. All right.
All right.
Yep. We are good to go.
All right. We got it on there. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, so where we left off the last time was we came up against that issue where once a player got a question wrong, so one of they guessed wrong on the high-low along the ladder, what actually happened was that it brought them back to the start, but it never replaced the cards that they had already revealed.
Yeah. Adam, a quick thing there, just for anybody, obviously, that would seem we're just getting into the development side of it now. Maybe if you could just give everybody that's watching, if you're just tuning in for the first time, a quick kind of recap on the process so far, where we're at now, and what we're about to kind of undertake. And I'll be right back.
Yeah, so where we're actually at now, our first, I think, maybe 4.5 to 5 hours, we were going back and forth with ChatGPT, and you can see those episodes down below on the PumpFun stream. below the live stream window, so you can catch up on any of that if you're only getting started right now. So we went back and forth with ChatGPT, trashed out all the game logic, how it's all going to work. We based it around the old 80s TV show game called Card Sharks. So it's basically where two players go head to head. They do a question to start off, and it's basically out of 100 people. It's like a survey question, and then one of the players will guess the number out of that 100 people, depending on what the question is, what they think it might be. The other person will say if they think it's higher or lower than that number. Whoever is correct gets control of the board, and then they get to play and they guess. They keep turning cards, and they have to guess higher, lower, and try and get to the end to win the round. So we've come to this point now where we're actually using Replit, which is our AI app building software, replit.com. It's one of my preferred ones. They've got a lot of cool features, which we kind of touched on when we start off. So go and take a look at that in one of the previous episodes. We played a little bit of the game in the last episode, and we came up to a point in the middle of one of the rounds, the first round, where Mr. P was taking on SFC. And Mr. P got to a point, he got one of the high-low guesses wrong. So then basically he needs to go back to the start of the ladder. But what happened was he was brought back to the start, but the cards that he had already revealed stayed there, stayed face up. So they're supposed to be removed and discarded, and two new cards were put face down in their place. Then there is another survey question, and whoever gets it right gets to go again. So where did we leave off? We clarified some things with the Replit agent. The layout image shows the full screen review. Okay, let me see here where we are. That's way up. Okay, I think we might have actually made the fix. Let me open this up here. So did we make the fix? I believe we did. Yes. So the fix. When the player guesses wrong on higher or lower in a standard round, not the sudden death round, they now stay at their current ladder position. So they're actually supposed to stay where they got it wrong, and the card that they turned up that they guessed incorrectly is supposed to be discarded, and a new card goes face down. Then they do another survey question. The incorrectly revealed card gets replaced with a new face down card drawn from the deck. The game automatically returns to the survey phase, so a new question can be loaded. Sudden death, wrong calls still work as before, instant loss. Also improved, the control panel now correctly shows the current base card at the player's actual ladder position, not always the first card. The next survey question, button logic is cleaned up since wrong calls now auto transition back to survey. And it did an end-to-end test. So now what I like to do here at this point is change over to plan mode, and I will get the architect to come in and review the changes that were made. This is always a good way to keep your code nice and clean, keep the game responsive as you're working your way through it, rather than a big pile of a mess at the end and you're trying to audit loads of files and you're finding loads of issues. So what I'll do here is call in the architect. So now let's have the architect review and report any issues or possible conflicts.
Very nice. Shout out to 3624700. I'm not sure who that is, but drop your name in there if I know who you are. I think we do. Nice job, guys. Had to watch the other streams on YouTube because of work. I think that might be Mike. Mafia is the play. Yes, anybody that is watching, we just locked 10% for 1 year of the Mafia token. So, of course, it is part of the criteria for entering the PumpFun Hackathon, which is what you're watching right now. Live build. We are building a game show in real time. We're going to test it out with everybody. and it's going to be added to our roster of game shows that we're building out. If you haven't seen ones that we've done before, we have a fully functional one. We tested it with the community a while back, about 26 episodes in. It's called Moon or Dust. It's a Deal or No Deal style game. And you can see the latest episode down there in the previous streams, and you can always go to our YouTube channel as well and you see all the other episodes. We just recently gave it a facelift as well in the last week or so, last 3 weeks, I guess. So it's looking a lot snazzier now than the earlier MVP product episodes, but that's what we're doing now. And as Adam said, this one is based off the classic 1980s game show called Card Sharks. So we're utilizing that, and we are making a new game show, and we want all you guys to test it out here with us and build it with us, and we're showing you how to do it using things like ChatGPT. Adam is using Replit right now, replit.com. You can go and check that out. And of course, we're using OpenArt, some Photoshop, Adobe products, and 11 Labs when we get to the audio and all that kind of thing as well. So go and check out our website, guys, moonordust.media. See everything that we have going on there. And yeah, like I said, massive milestone. We locked those tokens, and we are looking to get on the show tomorrow, where the founder of PumpFun is going to be interviewing some projects that are involved in the hackathon. So if you're in the Mod Media Telegram chat, you can see there that post is on there. Get in there, like all the mod comments, comment under them, comment under yourself, promote Mod Media, and let's get on that show. Let's get the exposure. All right, Adam, where are we at?
All right. Okay, so as you can see, it's the reason I do this. The architect found 3 issues. Here's the breakdown. Critical. Ice card can land on the base slot, position 0 of the ladder, which would deadlock the card run since there's no way to compare against an ice card. This can happen when dealing ladders or when swapping the base card. The fix: keep drawing until we get a standard card for the base slot and for swap. Okay, that is a critical issue. The broadcast board highlights the wrong base card. Card ladder component always marks position 0 as the base, but after a player advances, the actual base is at their ladder progress position. Correct. That's why that previous bug happened, where it just always assumes that the base card is the first card. No, technically, I suppose it is, so it's kind of semantics. The base card should be your starting card, and if you go and get one wrong and you stop or you freeze, then that, doesn't necessarily become your base card, because your base card is at your home base, really, but it would become your progress position, as it's
and
saying.
would it be worth putting in there that it doesn't include the ice card in the randomness for the initial base card, or is that getting too convoluted for it?
We could do it that way. But then you're gonna mess around with the RNG and the randomness when you shuffle the deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only issue that you'd have there, because then you'd have to be going adding in a base card and
could get messy.
I mean, the only way to do it is shuffle the deck without the base card. Then you're putting down your cards. So you see, like, you put down the base, like you basically, it lays out all the cards in the ladder. So if you shuffle it and you go, like, you don't just put down the base and then you'd have to shuffle again with the base in the cards.
Right. So maybe you just have a criteria in there. If base card equals ice card, then reshuffle and put in the base card.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
we could do that on the back end before it would lay them out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of them. And then the next survey action has no phase card, meaning it could be triggered at wrong times, like during match over, causing invalid state, which will only be allowed during appropriate phases. Correct. So let's take each one. Broadcast, sorry, it's not here. The critical, yes. So let's look at critical ice card issue. So what I do here is I just copy that. We're going to revise the plan. Okay, so the agent just popped this out after getting all the details and the audit data back from the architect. And as you can see, this is why I do that. And this is why the architect is so valuable when you're working through this stuff, because it sees the game logic as a whole, whereas the agent, you see there, just went in and made the fix. but it didn't see that, oh, this could be an issue or that could be an issue. So always get the architect to review the agent's work after. So
you would do that every time you would kind of have the agents do something. You'll always have the architect come in on the back end and just check everything,
yes,
right?
yes. As soon as it makes any changes, I'll have the architect design out the changes first. Well, I'll have the agent. I'll trash it out with the agent. Then I'll get the architect. Once the agent comes up with a task list, then for what we discussed, I'll get the architect then to come in and devise a clean, robust, lean strategy to implement the task that the agent is after laying out. Then the architect will come in. It'll basically lay out a plan how to implement those tasks in a clean way, usually without conflict, would be how the architect to do it. Then it'll say, the agent will say, okay, switch to build mode, and I'll carry out the task per the architect's design. Have him do it. Then when it's done, bring the architect back in to review the fixes or the changes that it made or the additions that it made.
Gotcha, mate. You got to keep on the agent's ass all the time.
Yes, because the agent can go rogue or it can do something. It's just kind of task based. So that's why I always do that. So it does make it a lot more efficient, and especially when you come to the end and you're going auditing all your files and stuff. It's better to do this because you'll have a lot less work at the end, and it keeps it clean. It keeps it running smooth. There's not too much crazy stuff going on. So
right, gotcha.
So let's have a pre-shuffle prior to laying out the ladder cards. We say let's have a shuffle check prior to laying out the ladder cards. If this card equals ice card, we shuffle. If not, continue. Thoughts on this approach? Okay, and then 2. Next one is moderate broadcast. I left the wrong base card. Just copy that, put that in here. Provide task list to fix. And then 3, the agent's other point, or the architect's other one. Next survey action has no phase guard. So that's just basically putting some guardrails on that so that it doesn't become an issue or it doesn't pull up it doesn't mistakenly fall into a survey question when it shouldn't. So it'll basically just put guardrails on that. And provide task list to fix that also.
And of course, anybody that is in the chat right now, hey, if you want to even come in here, join us in the studio and we can run a quick game once we have this dialed in live, or you can do it live from the chat as well. I know I see Mr. Bitzel down there. Jay did that, Crypto Tazzy. If anybody is available, you're more than welcome. I'll send you an invite. Hit me up on Telegram. Let me know you did so. And I'll send you an invite. Come on, join us on the show. And me and you can duke it out for the first game and see how it runs. Anybody, just let me know. Let me know in the chat there if you want to come on here and get it on. I feel like Mr. Bitzel should be coming on here and testing this with us too. He tested the first game so many times with us, and he played on it so many times under all his different alts. Good times. And we're gonna have even more fun here now because we're actually building it live. So It's going to be
There
pretty
we go.
cool. All
Okay,
right.
so
Yeah, where are we at?
our agent is back. Your approach for number one is solid, checking right after shuffle and before laying out cards is the cleanest spot. If the first card drawn for position 0 is ice, reshuffle the deck and redraw. Simple and prevents the issue at the source. For number 2 and 3, here's the updated plan. Here is the agent's planned task. Prevent ice card at the start of the game. Highlight correct base card in the game. The guard survey action to the correct phase. Test all fixes working correctly. So what I will say here then, I will say now the architect devise a clean, robust, and safe plan to carry out these tasks. Now, another one to put in here is a word that the AI loves is surgical. Surgical and safe plan to carry out these tasks. So, surgical, they'll get the agent will get the idea that it's just going in specifically to fix something. Good word to use when you're debugging. Or you have like small little issues in a kind of a complex system and you've got a small little issue within there. Surgical is a good word to use. So it keeps the blinkers on the agent. So here we go.
Nice. And of course, everybody that's watching, being able to articulate correctly to the AI is so important. And again, we're always live in the Moon or Dust Telegram channel too. So, if you're building something alongside us here, or you're looking back at this after the fact, you can always pop in, tag Adam, tag myself if it's graphics or if it's Replit or coding stuff. You can tag Adam in there, ask any questions. Happy to help out with anybody as well. Love to see other builders in the space doing this.
Yeah.
I hope everybody is learning something along here with us. And I hope they're realizing that this is not as daunting as you think it is to build something like this these days using the proper AI tools and software. That's what we're here for, to show you exactly those tools, what they are, and how to use them. All right.
Okay, so here you go. Here's the architect's plan. 3 clean surgical changes with no unnecessary refactoring. Fix 1 ice card base prevention. This is in the game engine.ts file. Deal high cards in the ladder building loop. After drawing the card for position 0 to base, check if it's the ice card. If so, reshuffle the player's deck and redraw until a standard card is obtained. No changes to positions. 1 to 6, ice is fine face down there. Swap the base card, wrap the draw in a loop that keeps drawing until the replacement is a standard card, not ice. Same reshuffle if empty logic already there. This is the broadcast base highlight. These are the files. Add a ladder progress, prop to the card ladder component. Change is base from index 0. So you can see here that the architect will devise an exact plan for the agent to carry out. Right, so this is exactly what you want. Get your architect to lay it out for the agent. And what I will go in here is I will say, okay, I could click start building there and the agent will start building right away, but I always like to put one more little guardrail on it just to stop the agent going rogue. So, okay, carry out the architect's plan exactly. Any deviation requires my consent, and then understood. So now we'll just confirm that it will not deviate. Understood. I'll follow the architect's plan exactly, no deviations. Without your approval, let me execute all 4 tasks now. These are the tasks. So now we can click start building. And now the agent will most likely carry out a nice clean surgical fix to those issues that we had. So we let the agent do some work, do his work there. It's work there. And then once it's done, I will have the architect do a quick review on it. If the architect's happy, we'll move back into some testing.
All right, sweet. And shout out as well to 3624700 in the chat. Quick little tip for anybody that's watching on mobile on PumpFun. If you click the pip icon, you can watch both the stream and the chat on mobile for anybody that doesn't know. Thank you for that tip, sir. Much appreciated. I'm kind of relatively new to PumpFun as well, so that's a good tip for me when I'm going to be watching on mobile. Usually I'm on the other side of the camera, so don't get much of an opportunity, but I am monitoring the chat here on desktop. So anybody that's watching, don't be shy. And again, if somebody wants to come up here live on the show with us and test it out, do the first real test, someone in studio, that would be pretty sweet. Okay, looks like all 3 fixes applied. Let me restart the workflow and run the end-to-end test. Okay, waiting to start the match. Okay, we're getting pretty close here now, guys, to doing a little test.
Yep.
And again, of course, articulation is key for anything that you're doing. That's why it's always good to kind of dive into ChatGPT sometimes, especially, personally when you're doing graphics and stuff, and feeding it back into it and just bouncing back and forth with the AI, making sure you're getting the exact result you want. You can see Adam doing the same here. And we're using Replit right now for anybody that is not sure. Lovable is another one that people use. Cursor is another one that people use for creating software is using AI. But Replit is Adam's software of choice for doing this. And recently they just added in that architect update and the planning update as well. So they're constantly building. Looks like we got a little game board here, Adam.
Yes, and that is actually the agent playing out a little game. As you can see up here, it goes in. Now you can actually take control of this sometimes if it's getting bogged down. Sometimes if you've got two-factor authentication, it might be trying to log in. Because what it does is it opens the browser. So you can see here that it's actually running through the game here. It's testing it itself to make sure the fixes are working. So you can see that's not me moving that. That's the agent there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the agent is running a test. And you can see it just popping around there. So the agent is actually in the producer dashboard here on the left. And on the right, you can see the actual game screen.
All right, looks like you just gained control there.
Now, sometimes these are kind of unnecessary depending on the fixes. I just stop them. And sometimes it's good to let it play out because it could find a bug and call in the architect to review it.
Mm-hmm.
So
you are watching the architect in real time testing the software and all the fixes that Adam just did right now. So it's running a test of the game. And like Adam said, you can see the producer window on the left and then the actual main game board that will be presented to the audience on the right. Now, obviously, it's looking a little hokey, but that is minimal aesthetic. That was just the layout, and Replit just created its own UI. But very basic to start. And, we'll get to tweaking all of that here as we move forward. But it's very important to, of course, get the original game structure and functionality all dialed in plenty time, and then we can start worrying about aesthetics, sound effects, and all that kind of stuff.
Now, what we could move on to next before we play a game, it's up to ourselves, but we could actually have ChatGPT, bundling up the right questions per our prompt.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, these are just it's been done by Replit. The questions are basically just been generated by Replit because I haven't added the ChatGPT stuff yet. But I guess we can run a game and we can add that after.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm not seeing anybody jumping into my DMs to come and test it out with us here, so we can just do a little game back and forth for now.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so it's still testing. Looks like it's finishing up its test. So let's see, all tests passed. Now let me get the architect to review all 3 fixes together. Okay, so it's doing it. I won't have to call it in after this.
All right, very nice. Now let's see how easy it is to kind of get this done just by articulating exactly what you wanted to do. And of course, like I said, if you do have any questions you're building alongside us, pop into the Moon or Dust Telegram channel, tag Adam or myself, and ask us any questions you got, or just drop us in the chat, in the live chat right now. You can do that too.
So
And
as you
we'll
can
be here
see
to
here,
help you
the
guys out.
architect. Yep. So you can see here the architect flag that fix one's ice handling in deal high cards reshuffles too aggressively. Creates a whole new deck on each ice draw instead of drawing through the existing deck first. Let me fix it to match the pattern used in the swap base card. Draw through existing, only reshuffle when empty. Okay, good. Now the logic matches the plan exactly. Draw through the existing deck, only reshuffle when empty. Then I restart and rerun the test. So here it goes again. Rerunning the test. So we let it run through that there. And we still haven't come up with a game name for it. As you can see up the top here, it says card letter game. Now that's pretty shit. So
It's a great name. What are you talking about? Welcome to Card Ladder Game.
so I know was it Tazzy that put in a list of names?
Yeah, there was a couple in there that were pretty decent, and Mr. Bitzel had one in there too, kind of trying to
Mr.
tap into the
Bitzel,
whole bear and bull
that's right.
terminology as well. It was another one.
All right, so yeah, it'd be nice to get a name down so we don't have to keep looking at card letter game up there on the top left.
Yeah, at least people know what they're looking at when they come and join us. And anybody that's watching from the Moon or Dust community, guys, head on over to the Moon or Dust Telegram channel and wake them up in there. Tell them, come on, join us here on the PumpFun live Build in Public Hackathon show. We're at episode number 5 right now, building our card ladder game based on the classic game show from the 1980s called Card Sharks. And you will be, once this build is done, you can expect to see it live alongside our other game show, Moon or Dust. It's a deal or no deal style game. You can check it out down in the previous streams below there. You will see Space Cat representing Coffee Coin coming on. Walked away with a nice little bag for the community over there. So you can check that out and get an idea of the standard that we're looking to build to here with this new game. And it looks like it's running a little test here again now, Adam, right?
Yeah, it's running a test, so it's just going to keep hitting higher. If you can see there, oops, Adam called higher incorrectly. Instead, it's current position. I'm now clicking the load question button to start fresh survey. So you can see the architect in here. Going to do a new survey. The game screen should stay on the king.
And it looks like it's highlighted there. So that means it's locked on the
Yes.
king and moving on to Mr. P now.
Yes, I'm just not sure if it actually showed the card that came up that was wrong. So we'll find that out now in a minute. Okay, so all tests passed. Now we get the final architect review.
All right. Pop you over here so people can see it at work there on the left.
Who do we say who's 362-4700?
I'm not sure who it is. I thought it was maybe Mike Barney, but I'm not sure if that is him. If that's you, Mike, let us know. Not sure. He did mention about having to work. So I know he does watch on YouTube a lot due to work.
Okay, so all 3 fixes passed the architect review. Let me mark everything complete. All 4 tasks complete. Here's the summary. Yeah, we know what we were doing. So we are now ready to have a game.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, it's Yetz. It's our guy Yetz. Thank you, Yetz. Thanks for tuning in, brother. I wasn't sure who that was. Of course, dropping some nice knowledge and tips there for anybody. If you're watching on mobile, you can hit the pip icon and you can watch both the stream and the chat at the same time. There you go. In case you didn't know, now you know.
Okay, so what we do here to get to our dashboard is, I think it's control. There we go. So this is how we set it up. So Adam, set that. Mr. P, set that. It says we're connected up here. So what we'll do now is I'll pop out that control onto its own tab. And I pull that up here onto this screen. And then we'll go back here to our main build. And I'll put that onto its own screen and I'll share that instead. Okay, so as you can see, waiting for the round to start. Let's hide that, gives a bit more space. So now it's on one screen. How's that looking there? Clean enough?
Yeah, that's looking good.
All right, okay, so what we'll do, we're going to start the match. This is the high card draw. So we're going to deal the cards. Queen, ace. So Mr. P gets the ace. So Mr. P has the high card and answers first.
All right.
All right. So we're going to load the question. What percentage of adults say they have a side hustle? Mr. P.
Okay. Out of 100 people, let's say I'm going to go 65.
Mr. P is going to say 65. Submit it. Guess 65. Okay. So have we got anyone in the chat that is going to give us?
Yes, what do you think?
Lower.
65%. Do you think it's higher or lower? What percentage of adults say they have a side hustle? 65%.
Higher or lower than 65 out of 100?
Yeah, let us know
See
what
if
you
we
think.
get an
Yes.
answer.
Higher or lower? Give us higher or lower in the chat. First one in. First one in with a higher or lower, we're going to run with it. Higher or lower than 65 out of 100 people. What percentage of adults say they have a side hustle? Lower from Yates. You think it's lower?
Let's see
All right.
lower. Let's see. Lower. 39%.
You're right. 39%. I was way off on that. All right, Yates, you got the board. Higher or lower than a queen?
Or
Let's see what you got. Does he
you
get
can change it.
or you can swap out the queen. So you can swap the queen, swap or huddle, and then higher or lower than the queen. I mean, I'm going to guess he's going to go lower than the queen here, but you know, we had SFC yesterday. It was going higher. So yeah, so let's see what we got. And I know there is a slight delay too in the chat from the stream, so gotta give him a minute. Lower equals bear. Yes. So there we go. That's bringing in that crypto terminology here. So he's going bear.
Okay. He's going bear.
All right, lower than
Lower
the
than
queen.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
nice, very nice. Hit the 2. Obviously, you're gonna go bull on the 2. I would guess you're on the run now, Yates. Let's see how you do, sir. Let's see if you can make the first clean sweep across the board. That'd be pretty sick. And it's good staying on the 2 this time. That was the issue that we had first time around as well. It was doing that. Okay, bull on the 2. Bull on the 2.
Bull on the 2.
All right. There we
It's
go.
10.
We're on to number 10. Now remember as well, Yates, you can freeze if you want, and we go to another question, or you can select higher or lower. You let us
And
know.
the advantage of freezing is, so if you freeze, obviously we'll go to another question. If you get that right, you gain back control of the board and you get to swap the 10 for something else. That is the advantage of freezing. So higher, lower, or freeze.
Oh, he's looking to switch. You can't switch. No, you can only switch on your first turn when you get a question right. So you could have switched out the queen, but now that you're here at number 10, you either go higher, lower, or freeze, and then we go to a new question. And it opens it up for anyone. Okay, he's going to go lower on the 10.
Lower on the 10. Nice.
Oh, and he's got a 4. All right. Now you can freeze, or you can go higher or lower on this guy as well. All right, it looks like Yetz is on a good run right now. Gotta see you
Please,
guys, dude.
yes,
You
crush
cannot whitewash me in the very first game, dude. Like, that's not cool. All right, he's going bull. He's going bull on the 4
it. And it's a
and a
6.
6. All right, what is he going to do with this 6? Will he freeze? Will he freeze the 6? Open it up to another question. Let's see. Give me an opportunity here. Potentially get it right. So for the next question, then Adam, if he freezes, who gets to answer first? How do we determine that?
I believe it's you get to answer first because he had control.
Okay, got it. Oh, he's going bull. He's going bull on the 6.
Bull on the 6.
Of
No
course,
messing.
it's you, DJ. No freezing here. I'm going to drop this down so we can see.
Okay. It's actually what I thought was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked bull. It never actually showed what number card it was. It just straight away said it's a wrong call and discarded and replaced it with a new one, but it never actually showed us the card. So
Okay.
that is something we need to fix.
Yes, you're not going to whitewash me yet.
Should have froze.
Yeah, should have frozen that 6, bro.
No, that was a good run.
It was a really good run. Yeah. Thanks for participating, brother. Appreciate it. Uh-oh. Yeah, keep going. So we're gonna fix this little bug here. Of course, this is the whole process, guys. You just run through it here at the early stages, test everything out, make sure that functionality is working the way it should. Super important, of course. Go check out our website, guys, moonerdust.media. Anybody else tuning in?
So we're talking about the UI flow here. So what we want to happen. So we've got two options. We can either have it animate. So let's say the wrong call, whatever the card was, will actually appear. And we could have it as a timer. It'll disappear after 2 or 3 seconds. And it'll just put another card face down. Or we can have the producer decide to remove the dead card. I think just have it. I think you're muted, Mr. P. But I think we should probably have not put so much on. Mr. P, you're muted, I believe.
No, I'm not. I'm right here.
Oh, there you go. Now I can hear you again. Okay, so
I wasn't talking.
Oh, weren't you?
No.
Oh, I was looking at. I was looking at
PumpFun. Thought I was talking on PumpFun.
I dropped because I've got StreamYard on one screen, I've got PumpFun on another, I've got the game window on another. So, what do you think? Animated for 3 seconds and it goes away?
I think give it longer. Give it like 5 seconds, maybe, just so people get a good view of it and it's not just gone and they're not trying to,
Okay.
give it like 5 seconds and then maybe an X or something pops over it.
Yeah, we can have the sound effects there, then or whatever,
Yeah. The classic.
So what I've done here, classic, yeah. That classic 80s, you got it wrong sound.
Yep.
So I switched over to plan mode, back here with the agent. So I'm going to lay out exactly what happened and what we want to do, and then we'll trash it out a little bit and get it where we want it. Attempting to reconnect. Okay, all right. And as you can see here, when it works, you've obviously got credits. So it worked for 9 minutes. This work cost $1.57. So the last thing that we did cost us $1.57. Just for you all to be aware, and you can go and you can see as you're going how much each thing that you do costs you.
Yes.
So,
Yet's just said remove or they will advance too quick. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. But what happened there was you selected bull, and it was actually a lower card. But what happened was it didn't pop up at all. It just said that it was the wrong. You got the wrong. You made the wrong selection, and it didn't show us the card. But what will happen is it'll show it for like 5 seconds and show that it was the wrong card, and then it will remove it and put a new face down and freeze you at number 6. So that's how it's going to work, and that's why we are making these edits here right now. But yes, good call. I agree. You got to remove it or they advance too quick. And remember, we did start out with the 10 10 cards across. We whittled it down to like 7 for the purpose of speed. Obviously, it's going to be 3 rounds, and then there's a head-to-head round. So the best of 2 or the best of 3. If you get a 1-1, then it goes to a head-to-head. Or if you just win 2 clean sweeps, you're good to go. So again, we'll be testing this out, and that's not to say we don't add in like a big money round at the end, a single player round. If you win, we'll just see and we'll gauge it for timing and stuff as we kind of tease it out and test out more games on it, and then we can get an idea of exactly how long a show would take. We don't want anything going over 30 minutes at all. It's kind of the sweet spot, especially for game shows. So yeah, so that's what we're looking to do here. Okay, Adam is typing C image. We have a UI issue where the card that should appear after a wrong high-low call never shows on the game board for the viewers to see. Idea is to have the card appear for 4 seconds. After 2 seconds, a red X appears over the card and then it disappears. And the new replacement card takes its place face down.
Okay, so we'll pop that in. I pasted in the image. It just helps with showing the context of the game and where it was and what should have happened. So we'll get the agent to kind of tease it out a little bit. And once the agent comes up with an idea, we'll go back to the architect for a clean implementation of it, make out the tasks, and then we'll have the agent do it, architect review it, and then we go again. And this is the process, especially while we're teasing out the game logic, because this is very important that the game logic itself is working perfectly. It has to be. Otherwise, the game is broken. So, good catch. Right now, when a wrong call happens, the card gets replaced. Let's like that. The card gets replaced immediately, server side, so viewers never see what the wrong card was. Here's my approach. Server, when a wrong call occurs, include a wrong call info object in the game state. Player index, ladder position, and the reveal card. This lets the board know what to animate. After the animation window, the client will show the replacement. Client board. When the wrong call info appears in the state, the board will immediately show the wrong card face up at that position. After 2 seconds, overlay a red X on it. After 4 seconds, total fade out and show the replacement face down card. This keeps the game engine's logic intact. The replacement already happens server side. We're just giving the board a window to display the wrong card before showing the updated state. So now it's got the tasks. So we revise it and we will say, now have the architect devise a clean surgical fix for your proposed tasks. So we'll call in the architect now to give us a rundown on these tasks and come up with a solid, robust implementation for them, and then we'll put the agent to work. Right, so it's thinking there, it's calling in on the agent, and the agent is putting it together. Okay, so here is the architect's plan. Here's the architect's plan, clean and certain, no restructuring of existing code. Schema share schema.ts, add around call info type. With player index, ladder position, reveal card, and unique timestamp nonce. Add an optional wrong call info field to game state, to server, GameEngine.ts, and GameService.ts in the wrong call branch of call higher or lower before replacing the card. Save the reveal card info into wrong call info on the state. Clear wrong call info on the next action. Example, when next survey or start card run is called. No new phases, no delays. The server still transitions immediately. 3 clientboard.tx and cardletter.tx when run call info appears in the WebSocket state. Temporarily override the card at that position to show it face up, the wrong card. Start a 2-second timer to add a red X overlay. Start a 4-second timer to clear the override and show the already replaced face down card from server state. Display a wrong call player name banner for the same 4-second window. Use the timestamp nonce to detect new wrong call events and reset timers if the same position gets hit again. All timing is client side, the server flow stays exactly the same. We're just attaching a transient payload to the board so the board knows what to animate, which is what we want. So let's start building.
Very nice. All right.
So we get that fixed, and then we will have the architect do a quick review on it.
So as you can see, guys, we just we just did this is live bug fixing right now. Obviously, we're running through the whole architecture of the game and making sure the functionality is all in tune. So we can do that as we are testing. And as you can see, Yetz nearly whitewashed me here in the first game. And thankfully we had a bug, so he wasn't able to do that. And now we're going to give it another little test over here once the architect lines this all up. And for anybody that is tuning in, we just had a big milestone on what we're doing. Anybody that is picking up or wants to pick up or is holding a bag of Mafia token, we locked 10% of the supply for 1 year. That initial dev buy was locked up, and that is part of the criteria of the PumpFun Hackathon, which you are watching right now. We are building a live game show based on the classic game from the 1980s called Card Sharks. It's basically a high-low game. You have a run of 7 cards across, and there's some questions in there too. When you lose control, you freeze when you start out and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen that game show, just check it out. Go search YouTube for Card Sharks game show, and I'm sure you'll find it. There are a few different iterations over the years, but we're kind of taking the best aspects of it, and we're going to kind of reformat it into more of a live crypto entertainment style game show, just like one we've already produced before called Moon or Dust. You can check it out. Go to the previous streams down here on PumpFun, and you can see it. We had Space Cat Coffee Coin coming on playing last week, and that's going to be coming up again this Thursday, so don't miss it. And shout out to Yetz, learning a lot here. The only thing I use ChatGPT for.
It's learning a lot here. The only thing I use ChatGPT for. Shit, my internet is tragic here.
Yeah, that's the lag.
Go ahead, Jay. No, I think it's happening. You see, when the computer is when the architect and the agent are flat out, it's a big draw on the computer too. So
yeah,
that could be happening sometimes.
So yeah, Yetz, and learning a lot here. The only thing I use ChatGPT for is correcting my grammar and sentences. Yeah, it's good for everything, brother. Good for everything. Well, I'm glad to hear you're learning. That's the whole point of this.
Probably 99% of people use it for that.
Oh yeah, I'd agree for sure. Okay.
So it's actually running a little test there now, but it's always good to read the stuff, like I said, in the other shows, because you keep familiarizing yourself with the full architecture of the game, and you're seeing what's changing, because when it comes to debugging and stuff at the end, sometimes the agent will get that stuff wrong. And if you know and you understand everything all throughout the way, everything the agent has done, the architect has done throughout the whole build, by reading all this stuff, you're constantly familiarizing yourself with how the whole game is built. And when it comes to debugging, and I don't mean debugging by going in looking at lines of code and changing syntax, I mean logically debugging, where you can correct the agent and even the architect sometimes and say, logically that doesn't make sense that this is happening over there. Most likely the issue is this. And then oftentimes they'll come back, that's a great call, it didn't look there. And oftentimes it's happened to me plenty of times when it comes to that, when things are a little more complex. So it's always good to read everything that they're doing and follow along with everything. And it's interesting if you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into this, it's good. it's really good to follow along with that, and you will get a full understanding of the game as you're building it.
Yeah, looks
So,
like we just saw a little. Looks like we just saw a little X pop up there. For a moment, it looked like it was pretty quick, but I don't really know exactly how quick this is running through the testing. So we'll have to do it in real time.
yeah,
Check it out.
So just basically here, as we're going, let me start building. I read the key files. I need to modify it in parallel. Good. I have all the context. Let me also check the playing card component to understand its props. So then you can see there it opens up, goes into the component, and it's checking in there. So you see these little, when you see this little book icon here, it's actually just reading files. So now I have the full picture. Let me implement all the changes. I'll start with schema, engine, service, then the UI components. Now let me implement all the changes in parallel, schema, engine, and service. So there's the actions. That's its writing stuff. And then it's carrying out two other actions there, edited shared schema and restarted the application again. And you'll see this happening. Now update the game engine in the wrong call branch, save the wrong call info with the reveal card before replacing it, and also clear wrong call info in other functions. So it does that. Now clear wrong call info on the load question, start card run, and next survey. These are the actions that follow a wrong call. I clear in the engine functions. Now clear wrong call info, start card run, and next survey. Good, server-side changes are done. Now let me update task 1 and 2 and implement the client-side animation, which is what we wanted for our card to show, which is task 3 and 4. Let me update the card ladder component and the board page. Now let me implement the client-side animation. The card ladder needs to handle the wrong call info, and board.tsx needs to manage the animation timers. I'll update both files, so there it updates it. Now update board.tsx to pass wrong call info and add wrong call banner. Now let me restart the workflow and run the end-to-end test. So then I went and did that.
And shout out to Mr. Bitzel. It's all coming together, boys. Yes, it is. And it's, hey, isn't it surprising how fast it actually comes together using the right software? And thank you, Yetz, for jumping in. Thanks for not whitewashing me. He's got to go to sleep now. He's over in Europe. He'll rewatch later. No problem, sir. Hey, Adam's in Europe too. What's your excuse? I'm kidding.
Yep.
Well, yeah, thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. Glad to hear you're learning something.
So I went and reset it. Yeah, but and we got Mr. Bitzel here now, so hopefully he's on with us for a little bit and he can jump in here and make some calls, get to the end of that ladder. No one's done it yet. Okay, so good reset match already calls. It will. And I wonder what's going to happen.
Who knows?
So it took care of all this. All the edge cases are now covered. Let me mark everything complete. All done. Now let me update the replit.md. Replit.md file, you'll find that over here. And that's basically just everything that goes on throughout the build. Where is it? Here it is. And it just basically tracks everything throughout the build. So this is like your framework and everything like that in here. And it updates this as we're building. So anytime there's any changes made, it's got all the mechanics, the data storage, the build system, dependencies. So it updates this if it makes any architectural changes or anything like that. So that's when you see it updating replit.md, that's what it's doing. So we can just hide that. Go back here. That's your console, and as you're playing the game, this is basically everything that's happening on a kind of a code level. It's just showing this playing out every time you click a button or a phase changes or a state changes. It pops up here. That's all your WebSockets, they're communicating and stuff like that. So take a look at that here. So all done. Wrong color animation feature now complete. Here's what was built, which we already know. All the time it's handled on the client side. Checkpoint. Okay, so it didn't call the architect in, so I'm going to call the architect in. So what we'll do is we'll change our build mode, our plan, because if I call the architect in build mode and the architect finds stuff wrong, the agent will just immediately go and start fixing stuff without me having a chance to look over what the architect said. So
Gotcha.
now have the architect review your changes. Any bloat. We don't want any unnecessary code. Bloat, conflicts, or duplication. Because sometimes the agent could have duplicate code or could have debug code in there, even though at this early stage it's probably not, but it's good practice to do it. Because the architect might find a leaner way. There could be functions that could be 99% similar, which could be bundled into one function and both states could call it, rather than having two. It's just bloat that's unnecessary in your code, because you want to keep your code as lean as you can. So sometimes the agent could do that, like you say, because it's task focused. So it could say, okay, I got to do this. I'll create a function to do it, even though there could be a function that's 99% similar to it being called somewhere else to do an exact same thing.
So it'll create its own new function and end up having some bloat in the code.
Well, yes, you could have two functions which are 99% similar, and you could just modify one instead of creating a second. Well, you could modify one slightly that will work for the two applications rather than having two separate functions that are 99% similar, you know?
Gotcha.
Okay, the architect gave it a clean pass, no bloat, conflicts, or duplication. Here's the summary. No duplicate types, no duplicate logic, no date code or unused imports, wrong call info clearing is consistent. So there we go, everything is clean and lean, no changes needed, which is what we like to hear. So let's move on and we will play a game. So what I like to do here is refresh this, just to give us a clean start again.
Absolutely.
And here, so this is now, we'll move back to the game. I'll give that a refresh.
Here.
And just to give people a look as well, maybe that hadn't seen this in the last show we did. Here is the producer panel, the producer controls. Let's see all that. Oh, I see that one. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There it is.
So we reset it. So this is what the producer will see. So we're going to put in here again. Is Mr. Bitzel going to play?
Not sure. Mr. Bitzel, you want to take me on in this next game here? If you're still in the chat with us. See if you can get the clean sweep.
Let's give him a minute there to respond.
Yeah, because there is a little delay. Absolutely. Anybody that's tuning in, this is the PumpFun Build in Public Hackathon. We are Mod Media, moonerdust.media. Go and check us out. Building the next biggest game show coming your way, everybody, based on the classic 1980s Card Sharks game. And of course, anybody that is tuning in, we just locked 10% of the Mafia supply for 1 year. Officially locked. We had been waiting to get some confirmation from the PumpFun people about it. So yeah, you can pick up a bag right now down there if you so wish. If you're watching after the fact, you can head on over to PumpFun, look for Mafia token. Check it out. Like I said, 10% of the supply just locked. If you see that post on our X account as well, please go and show it some love. We're hoping to get on the show tomorrow where the founder of PumpFun will be interviewing some of the projects from the hackathon. So if you see that post as well, you can get it in the Mod Media Telegram channel. If you see that post, go and hit it up. Give us a shout out in the comments there. Like all the other Mod Media comments, let's push ourselves up to the top so they can't ignore us and they get us on the show to tell them about everything we have going on here at Mod Media. Of course, right now we are using Replit to build out the game. Of course, there are other software similar to this as well. Lovable is another one. Cursor is another one. Of course, Adam's software of choice for what he does is Replit.
Okay.
How are we looking?
Maybe Mr. Bitzel isn't available, so let's set it up with me. Even though I prefer not to play it because I can see the answers.
Yeah, it's whatever. It'll do for the testing. So we're about 15 minutes away from the 2-hour mark where we'll probably cut it off again for today in around 2 hours. Just give people enough time to kind of digest and we won't go on too long. Obviously, the earlier ones we did were Some of them ran into the 3-hour mark and stuff like that. But hey, that's how it goes when you're developing. You know, you're just in the vibe state, and that's why it's called vibe coding. You're in the vibe state. You're in the flow state. And a little earlier as well here, guys, we did some graphic work. We've been building out the cards. We're working on the card back design. So if you're just tuning in or you're watching after, you can scroll back and check it out. Some minor graphic work using OpenArt.ai and some Photoshop and some ChatGPT to get our prompts down so we can get what we wanted. But yeah, so we will do a little final test on the game where we have now. Hopefully, it'd be nice if we could finish out a game on this episode. That would be the milestone that we completed a full game by episode 5, which would be pretty sweet. And you can expect to see DeFi Sean, hey, or maybe someone else, maybe Crypto Joe out there could be a host for this game. I know there was talks about that before, so we'll wait and see how that goes. But first off, we'll get this thing built, and we'll give it a few tests. All right, are we good to go?
We're good to go. So,
all right,
let's start the match. We're going to deal the cards.
Okay, just so people can see.
There we go. So Mr. P hit the queen.
It says here Adam has the high card and answers first.
Adam has the high card and answers first. Oh, I
that
think
is not correct.
No, you see, you know what I think it's doing is it's just drawing the high cards, but it's not actually showing us what they are.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. So it's not based on your base card.
No.
Okay, so we're going to have to rectify that and tell it that the base card that gets played will determine.
Yes, whoever has the highest base card.
Is it fully aware also that after a freeze that it is the person that didn't have control gets to answer first? Is it fully aligned with that too?
Well, back in the producer side, you select who's answering the question.
Okay, gotcha.
So the producer selects that.
Okay.
All right. So let's load the question. Here we go.
What percentage of people say they judge others by their shoes? Interesting one. Should I go ahead here and answer this? Or you? See what it said you.
Answers. I don't. Okay, and I'm going to say.
I think this would be low. I think this could be a low one.
I'm going to say 50%.
Wow, 50% by shoes, huh? I don't even look at people's shoes.
Is it higher or lower?
I'm gonna say lower than 50.
Is it lower? Okay, that was good there. I had a disconnect and it brought me back to where I am, so that was actually pretty good on the producer end, straight back into the game without messing it up.
Sweet.
So, lower.
45%. Wow, 40. That's even a lot.
It is.
I feel like
All right. Mr. P has control.
I'm in control. Okay, so I'm gonna go bear. I'm gonna go lower than the queen.
I'm gonna go lower than the queen. It's a 5.
All right, let's go higher than the 5. Bull on the 5.
Higher than 5. It's a 3.
All right, okay, X, there it is. And then it replaces. Perfect.
Yes, but we're getting a duplicate wrong call coming up.
Okay, so it's saying you and me both made a wrong call. Is that right?
No, see the banner that pops up there?
Yes, I see that. So it says wrong call twice.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We'll make a note of that. So what I'll do is I will go back in here. And I'll say, in plan mode, after the player in control makes a wrong call, is a duplicate that appears in the game data panel. We only need one. The agent added another on the last action. And we'll say do not interfere with the X that appears in front of the card.
Got a little typo there in the front of the card.
Okay, because I know from experience that the two of those were added at the same time and they're possibly on the same call. So it'll remove the banner and it'll probably get rid of the X as well if I tell it to remove it. So just want to put on guardrails before it does that to leave the X alone. Okay.
Gotcha. Yep.
So what I'll do here is I will highlight all that and copy it, because if something happens, because we're going to keep playing through the game here, there's no point just getting it to do that and then restarting again. It's something small, it's just a UI issue, so we'll just make note of it now. We'll go back to the game and we'll continue. So wrong call, Mr. P.
Yes.
All right, you are correct. You're sitting on your 5 now. Is your current progress card, which is right. The other card is gone, and a new one has been dealt, so that clearly has been fixed. So now we're going to load a question.
What percentage of adults say they have a daily routine they never skip?
All right, so
This goes to you again, Adam, then.
I believe it goes to me because you were in control. So who answers? Well, who has the advantage right here, really? Is it the person making the initial call? Or
I mean,
where do you see it?
that's debatable. Who has the advantage? It's kind of subjective, I guess.
Which do you prefer? Would a player prefer to be answering the initial question and giving a number, or saying higher or lower?
Well, I think based on the old game show, it would, like, they consider the person getting the first chance to answer, like the person with the advantage.
Okay. So,
because you get rewarded by being able to answer first, right?
yes. So, we gotta say they have a daily routine they never skip. I will say 45%.
All right.
Mr. P, higher or lower than 45%?
I'm going to go higher.
Higher. Mr. Pixel says higher.
Reveal the answer.
What percentage of adults say they have a daily routine they never skip? Is it higher or lower than 45? This is Sean's routine I'm taking off here.
43. All right. Okay, interesting.
All right.
Okay,
So
so you have control. Right.
So the 2, I'm going to go higher than the 2. It's a 9. It's a nasty one. So maybe what I'll do here is I'll freeze. Let's test out the freeze function.
All right.
Freeze.
Okay,
Adam is frozen. Okay, and it has come up. Adam freezes. Go to next survey down at the bottom here, which is correct. It's the right flow. So, and on my producer panel, as you can see here, it has popped to next survey question. All right.
Alrighty.
So back to the game. Pull up the question. Now it's Mr. P. I will assume it gets to go. Load the question.
Yep. What percentage of couples say they argue about what to watch on TV? Ooh, it's got to be high. I'm going to say 80%. Let's go 80 out of 100.
80. Question answer locked in. And I'm going to go lower.
$55. I'm shocked.
Okay, so now I should be here.
And again, everybody, we are going to be tweaking these. It's currently Replit that is creating these questions. So we are going to utilize ChatGPT and tap into the API over there. ultimately for the question batches when we get to that stage next. But right now we're just working on the straight functionality. Okay, so you have control now, Adam. You have the option to swap. Is that correct?
Yes. So I'm going to swap the base card.
Oh, so it swapped the wrong card. Okay, so it needs to
Yes.
swap the current card.
Yes. There we go. I spoke. So what I'll do here is I will take a little screenshot and I'll copy that and go back to Replit. So we call this number 1. And then number 2. We'll paste in the screenshot. So after the player in control freezes, the next survey question is played. The same player guesses correctly and regains control. That player then decides to swap the bug is that the card that was swapped was their initial base card and not their current ladder card. See image.
Basically, that's the new base card.
Yes. And that was the thing that it was doing. So the old code was to swap the base card, but it changed the name of. Initially, it was considering that was the base card, but it created a new function for I think current progress card or something like that.
Right, gotcha.
But it never went back and changed the freeze function, which was still obviously stuck on the old base card that you swap.
Right.
5 of diamonds was swapped instead of the 9 of clubs. So that's it, nice and clean there. So we'll hit enter on that because that's a pretty big bug. So we need to get that fixed before we can move on properly. It's obviously stopping us from continuing playing the game. So we need to get that sorted. So that's the 2 little issues. One small UI issue with the duplicate banner coming up here when someone gets it wrong. When all we want is the X, that banner already comes up in the game data panel there. So we don't want a second one. Okay, so remove the extra wrong call banner, fix card swap in game, test banner, card swap freeze. So if I just hit start building right now, the agent will just go ham on it. So now have the architect devise a robust, safe, and surgical plan to these fixes. And all the time here we're staying in plan mode. You only go to build mode when you've got everything trashed out and you've got all the guardrails on your agent.
Sweet.
Who knows? We might get to the end of the round yet. I think we need to stay going till we get to the end, really. At least one.
All right, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I agree. And of course, anybody that's watching the chat, hey, don't be shy out there. Let us know what you guys think. Give us your feedback. course, we are moonerdust.media. Head on over to our website there. Check out everything we got going on. You are watching the PumpFun Hackathon Build in Public live build here from Moonerdust Media. We're building a game show. We've already built one. We tested it with our community before, and we're building this one with the community, and we'll be testing it live with them as well. So it's going to be quite a laugh. I feel it's going to be good fun. And the one, of course, the game show we've already done is Moon or Dust, the Deal or No Deal style game show. You got wallets instead of cases. You got whales instead of bankers. You can check it out down there if you go and check out the previous streams. You'll see Space Cat representing Coffee Coin played last Wednesday. We're changing the day to Thursday from now on, moving forward. So this Thursday, you will be able to see that game show live as well. So yeah, check that out, give you an idea of the standard we're looking to build to here. And of course, the fun thing about this one is going to be 2 contestants live at the same time. So it's going to be slightly different for us. And, you know, I'm expecting to be a lot of fun. Projects taking on each other for the grand jackpot. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Of course, everybody, we are using Replit right now, replit.com. You can go and check out that AI coding software. There's other ones out there too people use. Lovable is one, Cursor is another one. But we are using Replit here today to build this out. And we are dedicated to getting a full run done by the end of today's show. So let's see
Here
how
we
we're
are.
doing.
So here's the architect's plan. 2 clean minimal fixes. Bug 1, duplicate banner. Remove the banner state and JSX from board.tsx. That means deleting the show banner, banner player name, and last banner non-state effect in the banner div. The existing question panel already shows the wrong call by a last event, so that stays. The red X overlay in card ladder.tsx is completely separate and stays untouched. Correct. Bug 2. Swap targets wrong card in swap base card in game engine.ts. Change ladder 0 to ladder player.ladder progress. So that's ladder progress is the card that you're on. So the swap replaces the player's current base card, not always the first one. No schema or WebSocket changes needed, just 2 small edits. Alright, let's go.
Alrighty. Beautiful. We will get a game, a full run played here today. We will walk away. One of us will be a winner of the first real test of the game. All right.
Right.
And again, anybody that's watching, guys, check us out, moonerdust.media. Go check out that website.
Everything going in the chat there.
It's all good. It's pretty quiet. We still have some viewers on there. I mean, not crazy or anything by any stretch of the imagination. There might be some. There's probably a lot of what do you call it? NFL hangover today too. Maybe everybody getting back into it. All right. Okay, so it looks like the fixes have been applied and it is now restarting, and it's going to do another little test here itself, Adam. Is that correct? Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, it draws a lot on the computer when it's doing this. So.
Okay, gotcha. I got to remember that. You mean lurkers? Yes, Tazzy. That's exactly what I mean. Who's lurking out there? Yeah, thanks for lurking, boys. Appreciate it. Yeah, so we're going to get a full round here. All right, there we go. The new board is up. Looks like it's running a few little tests here. Itself, correct? Yeah, Tazzy, check DMs from Adam there. Sent you a message. All right. And of course, just another quick update. Anybody that's watching or tuning in, the Mafia token is live. You can pick it down here on PumpFun, of course. And we just recently locked 10% of the supply just before the show. So that is all locked up, signed, sealed, delivered, ready to be received on the show tomorrow. That's going to be live on X Spaces, I believe, with the founder of PumpFun. Get into that tweet as well, anybody, if you see it. Get some comments, show some love for Mod Media here, and let them know that you want to see us on the show. You want them to interview us, and we could do it all as much exposure as possible. And of course, that's why we run so many shows. We're trying to build that audience, get the exposure, and then with our trending show and things like that, that we can utilize that and have it benefit other projects as well that are getting going, starting out in the space, give them that exposure that they need, and they can play off the back of what we're building here. Of course, we are live on PumpFun, but you can watch this after the fact. We will be uploading them to YouTube, Rumble, and X tomorrow. So anybody that's watching live, or if you're watching after the fact, appreciate you guys. All right, so looks like we're still doing some testing here. You can see there on the left, that is the producer panel that it's using, and on the right here, just above my head, is the actual game board. Now, of course, it is very, very standard, but we're just checking out the functionality here now first and making sure that everything is working as it should. So we've come into one or two little hiccups there, with the base card getting swapped out instead of the actual standing card where the person is on the ladder. So we're just rectifying that little issue there, and we're going to go for another little test run, and hopefully we can make it all the way to the end of the board, and we can test out all the different functions that need to be tested to, or any different scenarios that can happen throughout that process. All right. So where are we at now, Adam? I know his computer is probably a little laggy now at the moment while this is running these operations through Replit. Of course, anybody's watching, we are using Replit software. It's AI coding software. You can go and check it out, replit.com. And Replit, yeah, we're open to sponsorships, Replit, if you like. We use your software all the time. So yeah, let us know. Good rates, promise. All right. Okay, looks like it is has Adam running the ladder here now during this little test phase while it's doing it. Let's see if he gets a wrong answer. All right, there it is. So this is the architect, I believe, running this little test here at the moment. I'm sure Adam will jump back in as soon as this test is ran. All right, I'm not sure if we have anybody picked out actually for this coming Thursday's Moon or Dust show, but stay tuned for that. We'll be announcing who's going to be participating in that in the coming days. And clear your schedule, of course, for Thursday at noon PST is when we'll be going live with the game show. And you can get an idea of, like I said, the standard that we're pushing to achieve here with this second iteration. And the second one we're going to be adding to our live crypto entertainment game show field. The new meta, people. It's going to be the new meta. All right. So how are we looking?
Looking good. It did swap out the correct card that was on the progress card. We're calling it, becomes the new base card. So it did swap it out correctly there in the test by the looks of it. And the architect did make a review. So I don't need to call in the architect again. It worked for 6 minutes and it cost us $1.18.
That's some value money right there.
We got, so right, have we got Tazzy in the chat?
It's a little hit and miss. So let's just run through this because we're pushing on. We're gone past the 2-hour mark here. So let's just run a test here amongst ourselves.
All right.
For now. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of time for testing. So everybody get ready for tomorrow. We'll be doing even more testing. And it would be great to have somebody come into the studio here as well, live, and test it in real time. But thankfully, we have all these. We should have most of this. We can get through a full run here now. We will close it down.
So this is where it doesn't actually show us who gets the high cards. So we will make a nice animation that shows that. So it deals them out. It says Mr. P has the high card even though he doesn't, because it's not actually taking the two base cards as the high cards. It's actually doing it on the back end and just spitting out the result here. And it's not actually showing it on the UI happening.
Right.
So we're all set. Mr. P is the high card and answers first. So
Okay.
we have a question.
You want to bring that up bigger screen there?
Oh, sorry. Share this tab instead. There we go.
All right, beautiful. What percentage of dog owners let their dogs sleep in the bed? Okay, and it's up to me, so I'm just going to go nice and easy, 50%.
50%. Locked in.
Locked in.
So I'll call higher.
45. All right, so I'm in control. I'm going to swap out the 5. All right, lovely. Got a 7. All right, let's go lower than the 7.
Lucky match.
7 again, lucky
That's
match.
our
All
first
right.
lucky match. Okay, so basically what happens with a lucky match is you get to move on.
All right, sweet. Okay, let's go lower than the 7 again then.
Ooh.
All right, okay. There goes the ace. Off the board, out of my deck. And now we're back to another survey question to see who will gain control again. What percentage of adults have eaten ice cream for dinner? Adam,
I believe it's me. So I will say 25%.
Okay, I will go higher. Just for shits and giggles. I don't really know. 39. All right. Ice cream for dinner. I like it. Okay, back to me. Let's swap it. Let's swap that 7.
And this was the bug now that we needed to fix. So let's see if it got cleanly fixed. It should swap the 7 of clubs and not the 7 of diamonds. Let's see.
Yeah, 9 of diamonds. All right, let's go lower than the 9.
Lower than the 9. Jack.
Boom. Man, I can't even get a fucking
X
one
comes
clean
up.
run.
Clears. There we go. Nice.
All right.
Okay. Go to question.
What percentage of people say they're afraid of public speaking? Ooh, that's got to be high. And who's
Mr.
answering
P,
this?
you're answering this one.
Okay, I'm going to say, let's just go with 60%.
60%. And I will say higher.
73. All right.
All right.
You got control finally.
All right. So ace, obviously, I'm going to go lower than the ace. It's a 4. Nice. Higher than a 4. It's a king. All right. Lower than a king. I will go for. And it's an 8.
8. All right.
All right. So I'm going to freeze on the 8.
Okay. Now it should be another question here.
Yep. Walking nice and smoothly here so far.
Tazzy responded in chat there, said listed. Attaboy, Taz. You the man.
You're the man, Taz. You're the man. Thank you.
All right.
We'll give some update on those NFTs and all the secondary marketplace and stuff for those as well.
Yep. Sweet.
Just been working on that as well today, so we should have that all ironed out here pretty soon.
Okay, let me remove my... Okay, what percentage of people check their phone within 10 minutes of waking up? Now, that's got to be high. Who's answering this?
Mine.
All right.
Yeah, this is mine. So I will say 85%.
Okay, I'm just going to go lower.
I'm going to go lower. Mr. P calls lower. Reveal answer.
80%. Pretty close. All right. Let's swap out that 9.
And swapping out the 9. It's a 10.
All right. Let's go lower than the 10.
Lower than 10. It's a
4.
4.
All right. Let's go higher than the 4.
Higher on the 4, 6.
All right, let's freeze on the 6.
Freeze. Next question. About the question.
What percentage of people would describe themselves as a morning person?
Mr.
Is it me
P,
to
this is
answer?
your. Mr. P will answer.
I'm just going to go keep it nice and safe. I'm going to go 58. Tassie said 98%. Yeah, I would have thought the same. 98% of people definitely check their phone within 10 minutes. Yeah, this one, okay. Yeah, I'll go with, let's keep it country at 50% for right now because
50.
it's a tough one.
Submit. And I will say lower.
All right. 39. Spot on. Adam regains control.
And I'm going to swap out that 8.
All right. Swapping it out for a 9. Stinker. Okay. What you going to do? You got to play higher or lower now. You can't freeze.
It's given me the option to freeze though.
Okay. Okay, well, that's something we need to look into. You shouldn't be able to freeze after you swap. You have to at least play one rung of the ladder, right?
Yeah. Let's make a note. So currently after let's say the player no, currently after this is correctly on the survey question and had previously frozen. They then swap their current base card and are able to freeze again in the producer dashboard. I believe the player should not be able to freeze immediately after swapping. Please check the GD and rules to see if this is correct. And check it out at build mode, keep it in plan. Always, if possible, keep it in plan, be safe. We'll just keep that there as number 1. We'll just copy it.
All right.
And let's go back to the game. So I won't freeze. I'll pick one.
Mm-hmm.
So
show us
I
the
will
full
go,
window. Show us the full window again.
Okay, there we go. So I will go lower than 9. Damn.
Boom.
Okay, so I'm stuck. Answer the question.
No, I've actually swapped 3 times so far, but you only, how many times are you allowed to swap?
Is there a limit on it?
I'm not sure. Do you just have 3 cards you can swap or you can pick from?
So I'm just going to go back here, just get clarification on that. Also, is there a limit on how many times a player can swap per ladder row?
Okay, let's continue on the game.
Okay, so we've got our next question.
Okay, what percentage of people have watched a TV show in the last month? I would say let's go 80%.
80.
Yep. Let's try it out.
And I will say higher. 73.
73. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Oh,
get control.
it's actually showing frozen there for me, even though I just got the question wrong. I didn't freeze.
No.
Although I
Looks
was
like.
frozen on that before.
Yeah, and same for mine. So that frozen needs to go when someone regains control.
Okay, so let me just take a screenshot. Go back here to Replit. Three. See image for frozen tag. Right. This should clear if the player gets, so if the player regains control,
Can't see your screen now, by the way. Sure.
sorry, if the player regains control, yeah, if they regain control, it should go.
Yes.
That's basically what's happening. So, okay. All right, Mr. P, you are ready to do your card run. So you got a 6.
Okay, let's swap it out. Show us the big screen again. All right. Yeah, so let's see if I can swap that out.
I've swapped.
Another 9. All right, let's go lower than the 9.
More than 9. It's a 9. Oh, look at
All
that.
right, let's go lower again.
More than a 9. Queen.
Boom. All right.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough run. All right, another
So-
survey question. What percentage of people have pretended to be on a phone call to avoid, hold on, to avoid someone? Adam, you're up.
I'm going to say 70% must be common.
Okay, I'm going to go lower.
I think everyone has done that at some point.
Yeah. I'm going to go lower. Let's say lower for now.
Lower.
63. All right. Okay, let's do another swap, see when I'm allowed.
Swap it out.
All right, that's better. Let's go higher than the 3.
Higher than 3. It's a 5.
All right, let's go. Could I finish it out? Let's go higher than the 5.
Higher than 5.
Ah!
Come on, rigged.
Who's dealing them cards back there?
Oh,
Emonath test. Yeah, we can see you. Thanks for joining the stream. All right, so it looks like we got another survey question here. Let's see. What percentage of couples say they argue about what to watch on TV? I think we already got this one. Can we re-roll? We're not there yet.
No, we're not there yet.
Of course, if I could remember the answer to this one, that'd be good. I think it was, damn, what was it? Is it me to answer? Let's say 75%.
75. And I'm going to say lower.
All right, 55. All right, Adam regaining control here of the board.
Swap it out.
All right, let's see it.
All right.
Another 2.
All right, okay. And I'm going to go higher than a 2. Ace.
Nice.
There we go. Lower than the ace. 4. Come on.
All right,
Let's do
get
it.
it out.
Higher than a 4.
Boom! All right.
Mac.
Congrats.
There we go. We got through it. And
Got
just to
through a
give
full
you a
round.
look here, in the producer panel, it shows here, Mac progress 6 of 7. Not sure what that frozen is about, but we'll see it. We'll look into that.
Yeah,
So there's the letters, and Adam Macaroon's round one. There we go. There you have it.
very nice. All right, we got through a
So
full
we made it
round.
through round.
Yes, Tazzy, head to head, brother, head to head. It's good. And we got far along. We ironed out a ton of bugs and little feature issues. So if you want to go back to the other development window there now at the minute, Adam, and we'll give a quick recap on what we're going to run and what we're going to fix, and we can come back tomorrow and we'll do some more testing and do some more graphics work.
So what I'll do is I will actually run these just so they don't get lost in the meantime. So I'll run them and then we will come back tomorrow with the results of
Yes,
these.
beautiful.
So
All right.
what we're actually going to run is currently after a player guesses correctly on the survey question and had previously frozen, they then swap their current base card and are able to freeze again in the producer dashboard. I believe the player should not be able to freeze immediately after swapping. Please check the game design document and rules to see if this is correct. Number two, also, there's a limit. Is there a limit on how many times a player can swap per ladder run? Maybe not, it just keeps asking questions. And then three, see image for frozen tag to the right. Let me attach that image to the right of the player's name.
I feel like, you should probably only
This should
have
clear
three.
if the player regains control.
I
Okay.
feel like you should probably only have like 3 swaps per run. So if you mess up, you're out of swaps. You gotta eventually get it right. I feel like that'd be good, a good dynamic to have in there. You can't just constantly swap.
Well, the only thing about that is it will actually slow the game down further, possibly, because someone could get stuck on a 6 or a 7 or an 8 or whatever.
We'll have to
can't
test it out,
swap.
I guess. Yeah, we can test it out as we go and see how it's running and get an idea of our timing. So yeah, everybody, that is where we are at today. Adam is going to run those prompts, and we'll be back tomorrow once he irons out those final little bugs for us that we just went through. But hey, we got through a full round today, as promised. 2.5 hours in here. So we appreciate everybody, of course, jumping on. And we're watching the PumpFun Hackathon from Mod Media, the Build in Public Hackathon. And please, everybody, share this with people if you have friends that you think are interested in this kind of thing, how to use AI to build out apps and things like that, games, whatever you want. This is a good way to do it. We've been using Replit today. We've been using ChatGPT. We did some graphic work using OpenArt AI. So yeah, we're going to be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, anybody that's watching, please go and check out our website, moonordust.media. And remember, if you do want to get involved and support what we're doing here, you can pick up some Mafia token down there. It has officially been locked. 10% of the supply has officially been locked for 1 year. As part of the criteria to enter the hackathon. So if you want to support what we're doing, give us a nice fat green candle on that chart there. Will always look good. Pick up a bag and enjoy the ride with us. We're looking to nail one of those 12 spots for the PumpFun Hackathon. One of 12 to receive a $250,000 investment from the guys at PumpFun. And of course, they have a live X Spaces tomorrow. The founder of PumpFun will be calling on some projects to come up, and they're going to interview them and get that extra exposure, see what the competition is like. I'm hoping that they give us a shout and we can go on there and pitch them what we got going on here at Mod Media. And if you do see a tweet, jump on into the Moon or Dust Telegram channel. The tweet's in there. Go in there, show us some love, get a comment in there, like all the Moon or Dust comments, all the things. And of course, we'll be back first thing tomorrow with the live trending show. And of course, you can go to the website as well and install the trending bot, totally free to install, and you can gain extra exposure. We go live, of course, with the trending show 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and they all get posted. All of this will be posted tomorrow across our other channels, over 100,000 subs across all those channels, over 150 actually. And it'll be going on X, YouTube, and Rumble as well. So getting extra exposure even over there. So I hope everybody is learning something. Adam, you got anything to say to everybody before we sign off for the day?
Yeah, I'm just great that I'm very happy that I won the game.
Of course.
Even though I could see all the answers, so that's not very fair.
Yeah.
But
Well,
no, it's great. Love doing the build. Love teaching people kind of how we do this, tips and tricks, and stuff that we've learned throughout building a lot of stuff up to this point. So yeah, really looking forward to tomorrow's show. Hopefully we get a call as well to go on the X Spaces. That would be awesome.
yeah.
So
If
get
you're
out there
watching,
and see us.
yeah, absolutely. If you're watching, come on, give us a call up. We got lots to share. And of course, we are exactly aligned with everything that's going on with PumpFun, trying to elevate communities and give them that extra exposure and keep building out this entire ecosystem that we got here. So we appreciate all you guys. Much love to everybody that tuned in. We'll be back again, like I said, tomorrow for the trending show. And then we'll be coming on for episode 6 of the Build in Public Hackathon by PumpFun. So until we see you then, everybody, much love. Have a good evening, and we will chat later. And of course, we do have the official PumpFun entry video, which will play right after this when we end the stream. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. And yeah, much love, guys, and we will chat tomorrow. Take care.
What is going on, everyone? I am DeFi Sean, and PumpFun and the entire crypto world is about to get hit with the coolest thing it's ever seen, because Mod Media is joining the Build in Public Hackathon on Pump.Fun. We've done it once with Lunar Dust, our high production game show that's about 25 episodes in front of everyone on YouTube. But this time, for our second game, we're going to be building live on Pump.Fun for everyone to see. So let's go ahead and get into it. And for those that don't know me, I am DeFi Sean, the owner of Crypto and Cause Investing, both the YouTube channel and the marketing company, and one of the co-founders of Mod Media, joined by my partners Adam and Mr. Pixel. We're building live entertainment that actually converts attention into on-chain activity. And the problem we're solving is simple. We all know crypto has amazing technology, but horrible engagement. Builders are either building something too complex or flat out too boring. Also, builders have the problem of getting people to engage and stay locked in, and most of the marketing they do feels fake or inorganic. Mod Media fixes that though by turning crypto into live, interactive entertainment. We go live 5 days a week with what we call Mod Trending, covering the top 5 projects trending on our bot. For those that didn't join us on YouTube building Lunar Dust, it is a high production deal or no deal style game where developers go head to head against our whales, picking their wallets for a chance to win up to 1,000 USD. Then that second game is coming to Pump.Fun. But exactly what are we going to be doing? We're going to be coding live. We're going to be testing it live. We're going to be bringing up community members to play the game, to break it, and to work out all the bugs in front of everyone to see. And at the same time, we're going to be bringing Mod Trending to Pump.Fun, Lunar Dust to Pump.Fun, and also teaching builders how to utilize AI for graphics, branding, and content creation. If you make crypto fun to watch, people stick around. And if people stick around, builders win. And when builders win, that's how entire ecosystems are built. And I hope Pump.Fun and our competitors are ready, because when Mod Media hits Pump.Fun, it is going to be essentially over. What we do, no one does it better, and the entire market is about to see that. So go ahead and strap up and enjoy the entertainment.